Bang! Here we are. What a weekend. What a Friday. It's Monday, August 16th, and you are dialed into the Daily Huddle. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, Nudelberg. Daily Huddle. It's obvious that you had a rest and relaxation weekend and are approximately on, 7 shots of espresso already this morning, or how many is it?
Actually, I'm a big cardio fan, but I've been working out, boxing, doing all that kind of stuff. So haven't really focused on just plain running. I've sort of been resting on the off days. And I was committed, as people are going back to school, I'm going back to bridge runs. So I got out on the bridge today and just was back and forth. And it was beautiful out, 5 o'clock in the morning, got a great sweat, did stop at my favorite Starbucks. And now I am drinking my favorite green drink, Detox Organic. So I am on fire.
I love it. Good morning to Randall Newton. Good morning to John Fairbrother. Good morning to Christy Turris. Good morning to some people that I haven't seen in a while. So great to have you here as always.
Shout out to Randall Newton, who is the newest member of the City family. Congratulations, brother.
Congratulations is right. Yeah, it was awesome to catch up with Andy last week and learn of some new things that were happening through Path. And, we live in a world of content. I don't care where it is or what's happening. If you're producing content, you're allowing things to happen. Good morning, Dawn.
Dawn Michelle Howard, man. One of my favorites from my days with the Capitol folks. So good to see you here in the huddle. You just never know who is going to show up. So it's great. We have all the regulars. Then we always get somebody new. Welcome, Dawn. My show is packed today. Don't even know if I'll get it all in. So I am going right to wake up music.
Let's do it.
Wake up, everybody. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Wake up. Come on, come on. Wake up, everybody. What you have to say. Wake up, everybody. No more sleeping in bed. No more back to thinking. Time for thinking ahead. Come on now.
Okay, so let's go. We're just starting with a thing. August 16th is the 228th day of the year, 229th in a leap year. And that means there are 137 days left. Get your ass in gear.
I don't know what percentage that is, but that definitely is beyond half. And it feels like it's almost 3/4.
You can make shit happen in 137 days. You can make shit happen in 30 days. So that is on you. Okay. So good stuff there. Here's a reminder. Just 20 Saturdays left until Christmas. Oh, crazy.
Get shopping.
How about this? For if you're waking up feeling sort of not with it and you want something, you want to look at something that was really bad on this day, way back in, hold on, I lost the date. Way back in 1962, Pete Best got fired. Pete Best, if you don't know who he is, was the drummer for the Beatles. They fired him, hired Ringo Starr, and went on to be the band of the ages.
So would the Beatles have been the Beatles without Ringo Starr? Like, was the drummer, what do you think was more important, the talent of the drummer or the chemistry of the drummer?
Oh, that is a great question, because it was the chemistry that made it work. And chemistry wins every fucking time.
Well, I mean, so that is so there was a ton of NFL games on this weekend. For those of you that aren't sports fans, I know I bore you with this stuff, but watching teams play for 4 quarters and not have the starters in the whole time, you're able to see what teams have chemistry. You're able to see Jalen Hurts watch from the sideline as a third-string receiver scores a touchdown and him sprint 60 yards down the sideline to go celebrate with that guy because it was his first NFL touchdown. Doesn't matter that it's in a preseason game. That is chemistry, and team chemistry wins. That is culture.
Every time. It's give me the people who are team oriented, who are rooting for everybody else, and who are hard workers way over the most talented guys. I'll take them every single time. What a great comment to start a Monday. But I do want to give a massive hug and a massive shout out to our friend David Roth. Friday, we spent the day in our photo shoot. You know how committed we are to great content, and fresh, relevant pictures are important. So there we are in an actual strategy session. It wasn't even bullshit. We were really working on stuff. The stuff on the board was relevant. Shout out to Andy Hill, Christy Ruiz, Clint, all the people that we work with at City for allowing us to use their conference room, which, by the way, environment counts. That was an inspiring place. But can't wait to show you all of the photos. But this is what the Daily Huddle photo looks like.
Yeah. I love it. I think it looks fantastic. But as soon as I saw this, I was like, we look like we have like a house flipping show on HGTV. Like, we're ready to come in. We're ready to demo your whole house and redo the whole thing. Like,
I actually think we should make a calendar and go out and sign.
Yeah, like honest, like Chris, tell Christy, tell Andy, like, hey guys, we're gonna create a house flipping business next to City. Right. These are your guys.
We're gonna be called City Demolition.
Yeah, I love it. City Demos.
So really, really great stuff. Shout out. What a great day. That dude has a way of bringing out the best. If you get a chance to work with him, his specialty is headshots, but he does all kinds of stuff. He did Shay and Danielle's baby shower. He's just absolutely fantastic. So as I promised you before, Mondays is all about motivation. Nobody better than our man Jocko to bring it to life.
What do you do on the days when you're just not feeling it?
Those days. Those days when I'm tired or worn out or just basically sick of the grind. What do I do on those days? I go anyways. I get it done, even if I'm just going through the motions. I go through the motions. I don't really want to work out. I work out. I really don't want to hammer on a project. I hammer on the project. Don't really want to get up and get out of bed. Yeah, I get up and get out of bed.
Get out of bed, man.
Showing up is half the battle.
He makes it so simple. It's really easy, the choice to lay in bed. Everybody's in love with their bed. Everybody has that moment in the morning where it's like, this is good. I could stay here all day. It's that moment that you make the choice, and he makes it really easy because what do? I just do it.
Yeah, he makes the decision. Just makes the decision to do it. It's not difficult, but that is the discipline. And that is the 1% that differentiates the good from the great from the all-time, greatest of all time. Like, that's the little bit. And when you're competing at a high level, I talked about it this morning, like, it's the details and it's the consistency of doing it day in and day out that separate you from everybody else.
God, I just love it. It's I can listen to him all day long. He motivates me. Part of my downtime was just digging into my content. So watch out the next couple of weeks because I'm super fired up. On this day, if you want to feel good, you want something that motivates you more than Jocko, on this day in Brookfield, Illinois, a 3-year-old boy fell into a gorilla enclosure. Shay, show me the news report.
Kankakee paramedic Pete Zarides was at the Brookfield Zoo relaxing with friends. They were near the gorilla habitat when the 3-year-old boy first fell into the animal's den. His first impulse was to help.
First thing I wanted to do is, help right away. I sort of trying to get to a scene, and actually go in and, mitigate the situation right away and do as much as we can. But that was probably the worst part, is not being able to do that.
Kankakee paramedic Bill Lambert shot this dramatic video. In it, you can see the gorilla, Benti Wah, holding and comforting the 3-year-old. She soon takes the little boy to the habitat door. And that's where paramedic Jeff Bruno and others rushed in for the rescue.
It seems like it's a blessing, the grace of God that we were there and being able to help. But I think the gorilla Venti really helped us out too, because the scenario could have been a lot worse than.
Crazy. 1996?
96. Just in doing the research for the show, you come up with crazy stuff. I don't know how that fits.
Such a feel-good moment, though. The fact that the gorilla decided the compassion.
Can you imagine if you're the parent of the 3-year-old that falls in?
Oh, freaking out.
It's freaking out. But it's, you can't jump in to save your kid. I mean, it is crazy. So really good stuff. More feel-good stuff. For those who are living under a rock and miss this, Major League Baseball finally did something right. They don't do much right. I mean, you and I had this conversation, or Jake and I had this conversation. There's a pitcher that basically is leading the league in wins as a pitcher and in home runs.
Yeah.
To me, that's Babe Ruth.
Hasn't been done since Babe Ruth, right?
I didn't even know the guy's name at the All-Star
break. Didn't even know they had an All-Star break.
Crazy. Anyway, they took the movie Field of Dreams and actually played the game on that field. Shay, show me the Facebook post.
Every element of Field of Dreams, if you tried to reconstruct it, it would never happen.
Oh my God.
Field of Dreams is a risk.
Is this heaven? No. It's Iowa.
People didn't really want me to do this movie.
Saw it.
So what?
None of it makes sense, but it works. And now Major League Baseball is going to come and play a game in Iowa for the first time ever. It's amazing to think what's actually happening.
If that's not life-imitating art, I don't know what is.
You can't script baseball, but you can sure script a really beautiful story about a father and son, which is the movie we're celebrating with Field of Dreams.
If you build it, he will come.
So I don't know anybody who didn't watch the movie again.
Yeah.
It's crazy. For some swag, name the town in Iowa where the game was played. Nobody
no,
at that.
No idea.
But the mayor of that city got together with the commissioner of baseball in 2016 and said, wouldn't it be cool if we could bring this to life and have real major league players there? Shay, show me the Kevin Costner video.
And sometimes we hurt the ones we love the most. And our dads, it's biblical almost, right? They just don't understand, we think, and they don't understand us. And somehow in this sweet little movie, that whole subplot was really strong. And I mean, yeah, we were happy to hear the names, Gil Hodges, Duke Snyder, these different players. But really about halfway through the movie, any of us that have some undone business in our life started to go, oh my God, what is this movie about? Because it's not going to be a car crash. There's not going to be a fist fight, and I don't see a love scene coming from anywhere. And it boiled itself down to our big climax was you want to have a catch.
Kevin.
Woo!
It's awesome.
I got chills. I got tears. I got, he's just an amazing, amazing dude. Shay, you got a thought?
It was the highest watched game since 2005.
Go figure, because they created something fun. So they gave people a real reason to watch. So D. Robinson's at Dyersville, Iowa. So D hits it for some swag. But do you know what happened in the game? Do you know how the game ended?
It was absolutely as magical as the movie. You couldn't write the script.
You couldn't write a fucking script to end this way.
Baseball is so sick. It just always happens that there's something like that. Yankees go up at the top of the ninth, lose the game. The
A
cheering
walk-off home run to win the game. Like, unbelievable. They create a Field of Dreams game, and there is a movie-esque ending with a walk-off home run. Unbelievable. So,
do not be surprised if you see that game every year. Be really cool to go to. But it was all over social media. Everybody had fun. Costner, show him walking through the corn. I think we have that picture. There you go. I mean, how much better does it get than that? Except social media. Thank you, social media. Thank you, A-Rod. Show me the post that A-Rod did on Instagram. And so much fun hanging out with Kevin Costner on our set at the Field of Dreams. Here's his top 5 movies: Field of Dreams, Untouchables, No Way Out, Bull Durham, The Bodyguard. Mark, any comments on any of those? Do you agree? Do you disagree?
Yeah, how the game doesn't make it in there, I don't know. Like, the game is one of my all-time favorite Costner movies, and it's Clear the Mechanism, right? Like he's a pitcher, and his way to focus before every pitch and block out the noise, he says, "Clear the mechanism," and it just laser focuses him into the game. And so another post from A-Rod to tease it was fantastic. A-Rod put put his Yankee uniform on and walked through the corn as if in the movie. So key takeaway, they did an unbelievable job of using social media to promote the actual game. So no surprise that they created an event. They used social media to promote it, and they got great viewership and then had a great product.
And what a nice—
For the love of the game. Thank you, D. That's the name of the movie. For the love of the game, not the game.
And let me tell you something. It was a great distraction from all the bullshit that's going on in the news. Stay away from the news. Stay focused on the good stuff.
Good stuff.
So Mondays, got to give you some real content. Motivational music will bring us right to how do we get job satisfaction. Give me some music.
Let's do it. Love it.
So I'll be singing that all day long. And first of all, Lloyd, I don't even want to hear Devo's. Forget about playing it. I don't want to hear it. There is only one version of that song, and it's great to start the week with the Rolling Stones. But the point of the reason why I played that song is my man Seth Godin, who always comes out with relevant information, came out with a post last week about a study that was done 50 years ago by Oldham and Hackman. Shay, show me these two gentlemen who basically did a report that talked about maintaining motivation in the workplace. How do people stay motivated? How do people really enjoy their jobs? And they came down to 5 characteristics. Mark, do you know what 5 characteristics they are?
I know that one of them, which I believe is the most important characteristic, which you can tie it back to Simon Sinek, is the why, right? Is does the person's why match what they're doing?
So I will read you the 5, and in the last couple of minutes, we can comment on them. This is job satisfaction is driven by 5 factors. Number 1, task significance. Does the work you do create meaning? Number 2, task identity. Do you feel ownership? Rick Whalen was here talking about extreme ownership. Emotionally, are you invested in the work you do? Number 3, autonomy. Do you have the freedom to make choices? Number 4, skill variety. Is the task monotonous? We showed Lucille Ball last week. The assembly line stuff is the Industrial Revolution. Hard to keep people motivated. And then number 5 is feedback. Are you in a place where you can safely and easily get feedback and use it to improve? Does that mirror every single thing that we talk about?
Yeah, 1,000%. When it talks about what was the second one, task identity, right? And task identity is does the person take ownership of the role that they're in and the thing that they're doing? And yes, that's an individual responsibility, but that's also the responsibility of the leader. And the more conversations we have with organizations about developing coaches at every level, not everybody has to be the CEO, but everybody has to be responsible, or somebody has to be responsible for developing the people around them. If you want to develop a culture that is purpose-driven and having everybody move towards the North Star or whatever the main point of the organization is.
One of the things about, we talk about process all the time. I don't think leaders or employees or anybody really has a checklist on how to create job satisfaction. The why is great. Simon threw it out there, and it's like, even that exercise is a little broad for people. What do you mean why? Why? Because I got to make money to support my family and the things I think people have a hard time identifying that, especially if they're in a role that doesn't necessarily fit who they are. This checklist is good for both sides of the table. This is good when you're with a current employer. Listen, we talk about you and football had a constant feedback loop.
Every day. Instantaneous. And I think that's the feedback loop should go both ways. Like, I really want leaders to understand this, or people that are in a coaching role within their organization. There were plenty of conversations that I had with a running back or a tight end or somebody who played special teams for me that came back to me and said, hey, this is what I tried to do. I tried to apply our normal process here. This is what happened. I think we might need to make an adjustment. Then it was my job as the leader to not say, no, fuck you, this is the way we do it. It was my job to say, that's great feedback. Thank you for giving me that. Now I can make an adjustment to the whole process to help us be successful. So the culture has to promote feedback both ways. Okay. I'm going to help you get bad. I'm going to help you get better. And it's going to be your responsibility to point out problems that you see.
Give me a bang.
Pulls up, three-pointer. Bang! Bang! It's good!
You get it. Feedback goes both ways. And if you want to be a leader and you're not willing to listen to feedback about how you're showing up, you are failing your people. Servant leadership is about being there for your people. Now, before we leave, I know we're a little over time, but I want to tell a story about Stephanie Sloan. I'm going to show you how this stuff works. Stephanie Sloan, I met. She was sitting at the bar when I was speaking for True Network up at Barnsley Gardens. I walk in to grab a drink, sit down at the bar, and she is reading Andy Frisella's Hard 75.
Sure.
Or 75 Hard. So I sit there, I go, you can read at a bar? Oh, yeah. We get into a conversation. I go, I know Andy. She goes, well, what do you do? And I go, well, I'm actually a speaker. I wrote a book, and we connected, had a great conversation. I have since maintained a relationship with her, spoken to her CEO, and hope one day to work with her. But Stephanie, welcome to the Huddle, and way to be on the ball. It's all about connecting at scale. Doesn't matter if we ever do business. I'm glad you're in.
And to Lori's point, so I want to show Lori what she says. Leaders don't always get the feedback enough. That is the individual responsibility, right? I don't care if I'm top of the organization, middle of the organization, bottom of the organization, everybody has the responsibility to point out gaps and come with a solution. Not just say, this doesn't work, I don't like it. This doesn't work, I don't like it. Here's a solution I think might work.
So here's the thing, and Lori is so great at bringing it up. if you don't create an environment where that feedback is welcome, if people are scared to give you feedback, the whole thing fails. It just fails the people. And remember, it's always about the people, internally, externally. It's the people that drive the entire machine. So if you do not create that culture, you can change that by just saying, hey, I'm willing to listen to my blind side. You know, one of the things we do in coaching is point out, hey, you don't see this. Doesn't make you bad. It's just you don't see it. And if you're willing to see it, listen, and not get defensive, man, wow, that's where all the growth happens. So what a Monday, huh?
Great start.
Let's get down to business.
Please don't worry about me. I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights.